Must be his wife. She dead, too?
Yeah. Wonder how it happened.
I don't know. Reckon something must have spooked the horses. Broke the tree. Wagon came tumbling down. That road's icy.
We're heading for high country. Wonder who they are.
I don't know. Look around and see if you can find anything to identify them by.
Right.
Joe, see if you can find a shovel.
Yeah.
Hey, Joe.
What is it?
It's a kid's little toy bear.
Maybe we better have a look around.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. Honey.
Let me go!
We're gonna help you, baby. Honey.
Oh, she's blind.
I've already talked to Sheriff Coffey about this, but I was wondering if when you got back into town, perhaps you could look around and see if you could find any relatives of hers.
I'll do that.
Yes, she's our responsibility.
Good night, Ben. Boys.
Thank you for coming out, Doctor.
Thank you.
Little gal has a lot of spunk, Paul. She fought like a wildcat this afternoon. I grabbed hold of her.
What do we do now, Pop?
That's a good question. I don't know how to take care of a little girl, particularly one who's... It isn't going to be easy. Don't be frightened, darling. No one is going to hurt you. Get you back into bed here. There we are. Now, you know, my name is Ben Cartwright. My sons brought you here and brought you to our home.
Mama. Papa.
Now, don't you worry about anything, darling. Everything's going to be real fine.
They're dead. Aren't they? I know they're dead. I heard Mama scream. Then the wagon fell.
Darling, please don't cry.
Yes. Only little girls cry.
That's right. And you're not a little girl, are you?
I'm almost 12.
Almost 12. Why, you're getting to be real grown up. Say, do you know something? I don't even know your name.
It's Gabrielle.
Oh, that's such a pretty name. Gabrielle, can you tell me where you and your parents were going?
To the mountain.
To the mountain?
To find Grandfather. Poor Papa. He wanted so badly to see him. For us all to be together on Christmas. Now I have to find him.
Gabrielle.
I'm so tired. Is it night out?
Yes, darling.
Home, home!
Hey, look out! Hey, look out! Look out, honey! Be careful! You all right?
Yes, I must have spooked him.
Yeah, I reckon you did a little.
I know you.
You do?
You brought me here
That's right. How'd you know that?
because you're so big.
Yeah, I reckon I am.
What's your name?
Hoss?
Horse?
No. Just plain Hoss, H-O-S-S, not H-O-R-S-E. And your name is Gabrielle. I was bringing breakfast down to you, but how'd you get out here anyhow?
I walked.
Looks like you did at that. Come on, let's go get some of that breakfast.
Just walk in front of me. I can hear your footsteps.
Feeling better?
Why is everybody standing around?
I suppose we want to see that you're enjoying your breakfast.
You're probably wondering what you're going to do with me.
Gabrielle, last night when we were talking, you mentioned your grandfather living in a mountain.
Yes. Will you take me to him?
Well, of course I will.
You promise?
I promise. Now, about your grandfather, though. Do you know where that mountain is?
I'm not sure. Papa knew. He hadn't seen Grandfather for the longest time, ever since he went to prison.
Your grandfather went to prison?
But then they found out he didn't do anything wrong to be put in prison for, so they let him go.
Gabrielle, you never did tell me your last name. Now, would it happen to be Wickham?
How did you know?
I've heard of your grandfather.
Will you take me to him like you promised?
Well, that doesn't leave me much choice then, does it? Hop Sing, why don't you take Gabrielle into the kitchen and give her one of those plum cakes that you've been making?
Joe, she don't need no help. She likes to follow. Hop Sing, just walk along in front of her. She don't like to hang on.
Was that you, Hop Sing?
I bumped into a chair.
You better watch where you're going.
So her grandfather's that old hermit up on Mount Davidson, huh?
Yeah, I'm afraid so.
What's this about prison, Paul?
Well, you were just a boy at the time. Joe wasn't even born yet. Now, they put him away in the Yuma Territorial Prison for murder.
How'd you get out?
Well, he spent about 21 years in that hole of human misery. And then they found out he wasn't guilty.
Boy, I'd have come out of there with blood in my eye.
No wonder he hates everybody.
Well, first things first. Adam, I want you to ride into Virginia City and buy us some new clothes.
Me? What kind of clothes?
How do I know? whatever kind little girls wear. And you two, you keep an eye on her all the time. I don't care what you do. Talk to her, read to her, walk around with her, but don't let her out of your sight.
This is one of our new little coats.
He sure kisses nice.
Well, he likes you.
I guess he thinks maybe I'm his mama.
Yeah, well... He ain't got no mama. What I mean to say is, you see, when he is born, his mama...
It's all right, Hoss. He'll learn to get along by himself. Papa said everyone has to learn that.
That's old Blackie in there. He's really feeling his oats today.
I bet he's short-barreled and has real strong legs.
That's right. How'd you know that?
I can hear him. I bet he's good for climbing hills.
Dad Bernard, I can tell you sure know something about horses.
I can ride, too. Papa taught me how to tell the direction by the sun on my face. That's west. And there's a mountain there, all covered with snow and great trees. That's where my grandpa is.
The beautiful bird sits no longer, singing in the nest. The cat has got it and will scratch out thy eyes as...
Go on, little Joe.
Rapunzel is lost to you. You will see her no more. Maybe you better go to sleep now, Gabrielle. Need plenty of rest if you're gonna go up to the mountain and look for your grandfather tomorrow.
Will you come and visit me at my grandfather's?
Yeah, sure I will. Now look, I don't want you to get your hopes up too high about finding your grandfather tomorrow. There's a lot of wild country up there.
He'll be there. Papa said he was the kind of man who could live off the land.
It's very important to you to find your grandfather, isn't it?
Yes, little Joe. He's all alone. I don't want to leave him alone.
Look, I want you to go to sleep, okay?
Will you read the last part to me? The part that goes, and when Rapunzel's tears touched his eyes.
And when Rapunzel's tears touched his eyes, they became clear again. And he took her to his kingdom where he was received with great joy. And there they lived long and happily. Okay, put you up on the horse. Okay, up you go.
Now, you hang on tight, Gabrielle.
Thank you, Mr. Cartwright and Adam. And don't worry, we'll find Grandfather. You'll see.
Careful now.
Bye, Gabrielle.
Bye.
Bye, Cole.
Up the horse. Careful now.
You sure this is the only way up there?
The only way, little brother. I told you the last 2 miles afoot. The old man don't like company.
Yeah, well, it's not that I don't trust you as a guide, but I think I'm gonna have a look around.
Well, don't be long.
Boss, what happened? I heard a shot.
Get out of here!
Is your name Wickham?
Devil take it, ain't none of your business what my name is. Get away from here or I'll blast you to kingdom come.
Now, hold on, old timer. Just a minute. We've come a long ways to talk with you. If your name is Wickham, this little gal here is your granddaughter.
Granddaughter? I ain't got no granddaughter. Get out of here. If you come beyond that point, I'll kill a lot of you.
did all we could, Pa. He just didn't want to have anything to do with us or with Gabrielle.
He was the wildest looking thing you ever saw, boy. He had long hair hanging down like this and a big beard and meaner than all get out, too. He kind of looked like Rip Van Winkle just waking up, didn't he, Joe?
Yeah.
What about her? What did she say?
Well, she got pretty angry at us, and we wouldn't let her go over and talk to him.
She's kind of quiet all the way home.
Excuse me. Gabrielle.
Why did he say I wasn't his granddaughter? Why? Didn't he want me, Mr. Cartwright?
Well, you mustn't think of it that way, darling. It isn't that he didn't want you. You see, he's been living a strange kind of life.
Hoss and little Joe should have let me talk to him.
Well, I don't know how much good that would have done.
But I'm his granddaughter. He should love me. Even if he doesn't love anybody else.
Yes, darling, that's true. But you know, you can't make someone love you if they don't want to. You're grown up now, Gabrielle. You have to understand that. Now, you just lean back and have a nice rest. You've had a long trip.
How is she?
Yeah, she's hurt. There's one thing, though, about her. She has an amazing amount of fortitude.
Yeah, what do we do now?
I really don't know.
Paul, you figuring on keeping her here?
Oh, she's an 11-year-old girl. She's blind.
Hey, look, Pa, we could do it.
Sure we could, Paul. I'll keep an eye on her.
I will, too. We can't just throw her out. You said we accepted the responsibility.
Well, I'm glad to hear that's the way you feel, but we're not equipped for it. She needs a home, the right kind of home, and a place where she can be taken care of properly.
Yeah, but where are you going to find that? Paul, there ain't an orphan's home nowhere around here.
Well, there's got to be somebody who would take her in, give her the proper care and the kind of love her own parents gave her, maybe even adopt her legally. How about the Pastors?
The livery stable owner?
We've known them for a long time. They're marvelous people. And they have a boy about a year or two older than she is.
Mm-hmm. Didn't they have a daughter once, too?
Yeah, and that's just it. They lost her when she was just a little baby, typhoid. I think the Pastors would be very happy to take Gabrielle into their home. I'm going to get her some milk and cookies. That's the story, Drew. A little girl, all alone. Nowhere to go.
Nowhere to go? Ben Cartwright, you bring that child right here.
You've known us long enough, Ben. You should have brought her with you.
Well, Everett, there's one thing I didn't tell you. Gabrielle is blind.
Blind? Oh, the poor child.
That's why I didn't bring her along with me. I thought I'd better tell you all about her so you'd have a little time to think it over.
Ben, there's nothing to think over. She's all alone, isn't she?
Well, no, not exactly alone. She has a grandfather. Maybe you've heard of him. Zachariah Wickham.
Wickham. You mean that wild hermit up on Mount Davidson?
Yeah, that wild hermit up on Mount Davidson. You know, Hoss and little Joe took the little girl up there, thinking that maybe the sight of her would have some effect on him. You know, make him change his way of living so that he could take care of his own granddaughter. Didn't change him one bit.
Ben, you weren't thinking of leaving the child with that man. Why, I heard that he just shoots at anybody or anything that comes up there.
Well, that's true, but he is her grandfather, and she has no one else.
She has us. Now, you go right back to the Ponderosa and bring that child here, and I don't want to hear another word.
Well, Drew, if you're sure now.
I've never been sure of anything in my life. Well, I've got a million things to do before she gets here. Come on, Jeremy. Don't just sit there, boy. Now, you go out and get the extra linen out and open the window in the back room.
You see? Ben, we're just what that girl needs. And, well, she's just what we need. Now, get along with you and bring her back.
Now, Gabrielle, you'll have a lovely home there.
I don't want to go there.
Well, you'd have everything you could possibly want. The pastors are wonderful people, and they'd be so happy with them there.
But I want to be with my grandfather.
Gabrielle, your grandfather wouldn't be able to take care of you any more than we could. You know, he lives in a man's world. So do we. And just not the right kind of place for a little girl to grow up in.
He's all alone. I could help him. I could cook for him, and I could feed the goats, and I could sew for him.
Gabrielle, will you please listen to me? Do you trust me?
Yes.
Well, then will you please do as I ask? Give the pastors a chance. They'll be very good to you, and, well, try it for a while.
For how long?
Well, until Christmas. Is that fair enough?
Yes.
Good. And we'll come and visit you most every day, and we'll be together at Christmas time. And how would you like to have the most wonderful Christmas party that's ever been given in the Ponderosa, in your honor? Now, wouldn't that be a wonderful party?
Yes. If only Grandpa could be there, too.
Come in.
Well,
Ben?
here we are.
I'm Mrs. Pastor, Gabrielle. I'm so glad you're here. This is going to be your home now for just as long as you wish.
I'm Mr. Pastor, Gabrielle. You don't have to worry about a thing anymore. We're going to take good care of you. This is our boy, Jeremy.
Hello. You're real welcome.
Thank you.
We're going to have supper in a few minutes, Gabrielle. I hope you like chicken pie. Good. Jeremy, why don't you take Gabrielle into her room so she can put her things away,
Come on.
Well, she's a little shy right now, but, oh, she'll feel right at home very soon, I know.
I'm sure she will. And I think she'll be able to talk to Jeremy easier than to us old folks.
Yeah. Well, I just don't know how to begin to thank you.
Oh, now you boys are going to stay to supper, aren't you?
Well, yes, ma'am, would be happy to, Miss Pastor, if you think you got enough of that chicken pie left.
Well, of course I do, Hoss. I knew you were going to be here, didn't I?
Smells awful good.
Let me have your coat.
Yeah.
It ain't much, but it's clean. Mom made me scrub the floor twice.
I'm sorry you had to go to all that trouble.
Oh, it wasn't too much trouble. You want me to put that stuff in a drawer?
I can do it.
I don't mind.
All right.
I guess you'll be going to school with me, huh? The kids are real nice. You'll like them. That Mr. Hanley, he's an old bear.
Well, I've never been to school.
Never been to school? How'd you ever manage that? Oh. I'm sorry, Gabrielle.
You don't have to be.
Have you been blind long?
All my life. But I don't mind. You don't miss something you've never had.
You're sure a pretty girl.
Gabrielle, we'll drop by and see you a couple of times a week just to see how you're getting on. I just know you're going to be very happy here.
Don't you forget that Christmas party. It's going to be a real fancy shindig.
It sure is. We'll have a good time. Thank you very much for a very, very nice supper.
Thank you.
Thank you. Night.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Gabrielle! Gabrielle! Gabrielle, how'd you get out here all by yourself?
I walked. Don't you think I can walk?
I was worried about you. Mom and Pa told me not to let you out of my sight until they got back.
Everybody treats me like a baby, just because I can't see. That's why I want to go live with my grandfather.
Why are you always talking about going to live with him?
Because he needs me. I want somebody to need me, instead of it always being the other way around.
Well, you wouldn't like living with him. I've heard about him. He sounds terrible.
He isn't terrible.
Sure he is. He's just an old hermit with a dirty beard. Hey, what'd you do that for?
He isn't just an old hermit with a dirty beard. And I can prove it to you.
How could you do that?
You just take me up to the mountain. I'll show you.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
You're scared.
I ain't either. It ain't that.
Yes, it is. You're scared of an old hermit. That's all you are. Just plain scared.
I'll show you who's scared.
What is it?
It's a cabin. I think it's your grandfather's.
Take me there, Jeremy. Please?
Gabrielle, let's go back.
No. Do you see Grandfather?
I don't see anyone, Gabrielle. I think we better start back.
Listen. Goat bells. Grandpa must be here.
Get out of here! Go on, get out!
No!
Come on, Gabriel, let's go.
But I don't want to go.
Go on, get out of here, or I'll skin the hide off you. Ain't you got ears? I told you to get out of here.
Grandpa, I can't see where to go. Grandpa!
Well, you can stay here and freeze for all I care.
Grandpa! Grandfather? Is that you, Grandfather?
What do you want here?
We were on our way to find you. Mama and Papa were killed.
Why did you come back? I told you to stay out of here.
You're my grandfather. I wanted to come. Grandpa, it's so soft. Is it muskrat?
Beaver.
Sounds like you're getting a cold, Grandfather. Onion syrup is good for that. And I can make a tea out of wild cherry and dogwood bark.
I'm taking you out of here.
But I don't want to go.
And I don't want you here, you understand?
I'm staying, Grandfather. Your shirt has a hole in it. You see, Grandfather? You need me.
Hey, Joe, them's my best socks.
Yo, I needed the biggest sock I could find for Gabrielle. Come on, you two. Let's go pick out that Christmas tree.
Yeah, make sure it's the finest one of the Ponderosa, too.
Ben,
Well, Everett, what is it?
Jeremy took Gabrielle up the mountain, up to her grandfather's.
Up to the mountain.
Grandfather's? What in tarnation for?
Well, she teased him about being afraid to take her up there. He didn't think it would hurt anything.
Well, you mean she's still up there?
Yeah, she's still up there. Jeremy tried to get her to come back with him, but she wouldn't budge. Ben, I feel terrible about this, but, well, he's just a kid.
It's all right, Everett. Go saddle the horses. Everett, you go back home. Take care of Drusilla.
Look, Grandpa, I mended your shirt. Papa told me so much about you. How you used to take him fishing in the mountains. How you read to him from this book. He told me how they sent you away to prison, even though you didn't do anything wrong. And how he tried so hard to see you, but they wouldn't let him. He loved you, Grandpa. This is my favorite book. I'll read to you, Grandpa. I know most of the stories by heart. There once was a man and woman who had long in vain wished for a child. At length, God was about to grant her wish.
And I want you to read it to me.
Maybe you are just an old hermit with a dirty beard.
that old buzzard's hurt that little gal.
Easy now.
Grandfather, is that you?
Gabrielle, it's the Cartwrights. Are you all right, darling?
Grandfather went away. He went away.
What do you mean, Gabrielle?
He doesn't want me. He went away. He's been gone all day. He hasn't come back.
Gabrielle, you'd better come back home with us.
I mended his shirt. I know he needs me. Why doesn't he know that?
Gabrielle, honey, this ain't no place for a little gal.
But I don't want to go back. I tried so hard. I've got to stay here.
Hoss, you'd better pick her up.
Paul, don't you think maybe...
Put this hat on her and pick her up. I don't want to do this any more than you do, but she'll be much better off with the pastors. Come on.
But I don't want to go. Please, I don't want to leave Grandpa. Maybe if I call to him once more. Grandpa! Grandpa!
Jeremy. Gabrielle, I know how you feel. And I know how much you wanted to be with your grandfather, but... Well, you see, we just didn't think that he was the kind of man you should be with.
But maybe if I'd stayed with him longer, he would have changed.
I'd like to believe that, but we just couldn't leave you up there all alone.
I read to Grandpa out of the book. All about Rapunzel, little Joe. I think I lost the book.
Oh, you have a wonderful home here, Gabrielle, and people who love you, and you have friends. We are your friends, aren't we?
Yes.
I have lots and lots of books, Gabrielle. Be glad to read you anytime.
Yeah. I'll teach you a couple of things about horses I'll bet you didn't know, too.
Gabrielle, you can have a wonderful life with us if you'll just give us a chance. You can have anything you want.
I just want to be needed, Mrs. Pastor.
We need you, Gabrielle. We need you very much.
But my grandfather needs me more.
Now, you promised me that you'd give the pastors a fair try until Christmas, remember? Now, tomorrow night we're going to have the biggest Christmas party the Ponderosa's ever had. And I want you to take that scowl off your face so you can enjoy it, do you hear me? Come on now. How about a little smile, huh? Come on.
Hey, here they come. Come on, let's get ready. I'm gonna sing a bass.
Just sing on key, will you?
All right, boys. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Joy to the world, the Lord is come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare him room. And heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Savior reigns. Let men their songs employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills, and plains repeat the sounding joy, repeat the sounding joy, repeat, repeat the sounding joy.
Merry Christmas!
It took us almost 2 weeks to decorate this room.
You know, I think every pine cone from the Ponderosa is right here in this very room.
That's right. Now, here's the tree. You know, it's so tall it goes all the way to the ceiling.
Does it have an angel on top?
The most wonderful angel you could ever imagine.
Yeah, with pink wings and a golden halo.
And over here is a feast fit for a queen.
Mm-hmm. We have turkey and cranberry sauce and apple pie and dumplings. I hope you brought your appetite with you.
I'm not very hungry.
Well, I sure am.
Well, you always are.
Wonderful. Look at that.
Ho, 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 ho! And a Merry Christmas to all!
Well, look who just came down the chimney.
Somebody came special to wish you Merry Christmas.
Who is it?
St. Nicholas himself.
Ho, 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 ho! And what would this sweet little girl like for old Santa to bring her for Christmas, huh? Ho, 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 ho!
I know who it is. It's Hoss.
Hoss? I don't know no horse. I'm Santa Claus.
You can't fool me, Hoss. It's just like Grandpa's beard.
Well, let's have a little music here and liven things up. How about a couple of carols before supper?
All right, Ben.
Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come. Welcome to the Ponderosa, Zechariah.
Don't hand me no welcomes, mister. I don't want no part of your world, you hear?
Well, then what do you want?
You stole something from me.
Stole something from me?
You know what I'm talking about? My granddaughter. I aim to speak to her.
Grandfather, where are you? Grandpa, I'm so glad you came.
There's food inside, Zechariah, and a warm fire. We'd be mighty pleased, and Gabrielle would be too, if you came in and joined us.
Please, Grandpa, please come in.
There ain't no place for me, child. My home's up on the mountain in the wind and the snow.
But you just have to see the beautiful Christmas tree. It's got an angel on top with a golden halo. It's the very most beautiful thing I've ever seen.
You've ever seen? You can't see nothing, child.
But I can, Grandpa. Somehow I can. Inside, I can see.
Can you see me?
Yes, Grandpa. I can see you. And I love you, Grandpa, very much.
I'll go and look at the tree.
Maybe stay for a little while?
I'll stay with you a little while, Mr. Cartwright.
do it, Sam?
We short 1 sack of sugar. Won't have that till the freight wagon gets in. Sugar, sugar, sugar. Everybody wants sugar.
Well, Christmas pies, Christmas cookies. I bet Hop Sing's been baking for a week. Hey, Merry Christmas, man. How'd you like to find that in your stocking, huh?
Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. You know, I get sick and tired of hearing that. Christmas is still 2 weeks away. They're going to wear it out before it gets here. Next thing you know, they're going to start celebrating Christmas on Thanksgiving. All the old spirit's gone. It's getting way too commercial. Oh, Miss Jones, you're just the one I wanted to see. I've got a lot of dandy things for Christmas.
Hey, you know, Sam, you're right. It's getting way too commercial.
Hey, here comes the stage.
The whole land is on there.
Don't worry, he'll be there. He wouldn't miss the Christmas party. What'd I tell you?
Hey,
Joe!
Hey, good to see you,
buddy.
Hey, you're looking great. You guys look good.
Hey, we sure want to thank you for coming down and taking the time to come with big job.
Yes, sir, it costs us a lot of money. But when Andy gives his word, he always keeps it. Ah, driver, that was a very stylish ride.
Uncle Thaddeus.
I want to tell you, my boy, that I rate you more than equal to the finest drivers in Europe. Thank you very much, my good man. Now, Andy, you take the luggage up to the hotel suite.
Uncle Thaddeus, this is Joe and Hoss Cartwright.
The Cartwright boys. Well, hello there. Well, I'm glad, man, he's a big one, ain't he?
Yeah, he sure is.
You know, any friend of Andy's is a friend of mine. This is a pleasure meeting you here. Andy, now you go up to the hotel suite and get your rest, you hear? Because playing these benefits for free will sap your strength just like if you was getting money from.
Yeah, instead of staying at the hotel, we figured you'd stay with us out at the ranch.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, but I always got to be near a telegraph office. I got so many big deals on the fire for Andy, not only in this country, but all over Europe. Well, where's the office, by the way?
Yeah, it's right around the corner here.
Oh, I told you. Thank you very much. I'll see you later, boys. See you.
Well, you see, Uncle Thaddeus has his own way of doing things. Well, things has changed since I was here last time, fellas.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in show business now, and, well, I've learned you have to let your manager handle things for you.
He's your manager?
Yeah, that's right.
You got a man, son of a gun. Hey, how about come over to the saloon and sing a song for us for old time's sake? Old Mike's still on the piano, and he ain't changed a bit.
Hey, how about it? Come on.
Well, look, you guys go ahead, and I want to get this luggage up to the hotel.
We'll give you a hand with it.
No, fellas, I can get it, really.
Well, all this stuff, come on, let us give you a hand with the luggage.
No, Joe, thanks a lot. Thank you. I'll see you over there, and I'll do that song for you, okay?
All right, see you at the saloon now, don't forget.
Take it easy, Andy. Things sure changed for old Andy, haven't they?
Yeah, they sure have. Hey, how about a beer?
You buying?
How about getting a mail?
always leave 'em wanting more. That's my motto. You save your vocal cords, you hear? And I don't want you wasting your talents, because talent is a very precious commodity. Mind if I sit down?
No, please do, Mr. Case.
Well, Uncle Thaddeus, we were just having a lot of fun, you know, just like old times, huh, Joe?
Hey, I'll tell you one thing. We really missed you around here. Hey, how long do you think you can stay?
Just long enough to play that charity benefit that you people talking us into doing. We got 1,000 things more important than this.
Well, I was hoping we could stay a few days past Christmas.
No, I think we'll be heading for Paris a couple of days after Christmas.
Paris? All the way to Texas?
Paris, France.
France? Hey, boy. Andy, that's wonderful. I'm beginning to see why you need a manager.
And he ain't the only one to see it. Here, have my card.
Thaddeus Cade, impresario.
Oh, yes. I've been doing some big things for Andy. You know, we just finished a 2-week engagement at the famous White Parrot in San Francisco.
Yeah, where we didn't get paid.
That was just a misunderstanding. I think I explained the whole thing to you. You know, you have to hit a couple of broken rungs on the ladder to get to success. Oh, yes, I'm thinking of a big European tour for Andy. London, Paris, Rome, the works.
Uncle Thaddeus, couldn't we talk about this later? You know, Joe, Hoss, and myself, well, we got a lot of visiting to catch up on.
Oh, all right. Go ahead. The three of you have your visit. I'm just a thoughtless old man, but it's because I'm so proud of you. You understand? Go on, the three of you have your visit.
Well, Uncle Thaddeus, I didn't mean for you to leave.
Oh, fine. You visit with the boys. Don't worry about me. I'll be all right.
Well, he sort of gets carried away once in a while. But in this business, well, you sort of have to toot your own horn, I guess.
Sure you do.
You wait till you know him. You're gonna like him as much as I do.
Listen, he won't let you sing, but it sure can't hurt your throat to have a beer. What about it? Hey, Cosmo, 3 beers. Thanks, Hoss.
It's all right, Joe.
No sugar. How you expect Hop Sing to make cookie? Mr. Hoss, you try. Mr. Hoss, you no get. Trying, getting is a 2 different thing. 嘥氣啊，同你講，真係冇法子啊！
Joe, I don't care what you say. I'm still impressed with that fella.
Yeah, I think Hop Sing's terrific.
Oh, not Hop Sing, Andy's uncle. You know what I'm talking about. Who? The impresario, Andy's uncle.
Andy's mother's brother, yeah. A black sheep of the family, as I recall.
Hey, now, did you hear that? Hear that? Tell him, a black sheep of the family, right?
Well, Andy's father, when he was alive, didn't have too much use for him, as I recall. Oh, no. Oh, no, not now, of all times.
What's the matter? Something wrong?
No, well, as a matter of fact, it's something good. You remember that lumber contract we were negotiating? Well, apparently they want to close the deal.
Hey, that's great.
Sure, it's great, except they want me to come to San Francisco immediately so we can complete all the necessary paperwork.
Yeah, well, you can't leave now, not with a charity Christmas party.
I'll be back in time for the party, but I'm in charge of most of the arrangements, of the collection of all the pledges.
Paul, seeing as you're the chairman of that whole shebang, you could appoint somebody, couldn't you?
Yeah, I suppose I could.
Hey, well, how about the widow Manwaring? Well, she's done an awful lot for the orphanage.
Well, as a matter of fact, she has. If it hadn't been for her, I suppose we wouldn't be building a new orphanage, but... Oh, that woman is probably the most strong-willed woman on the face of the earth. She's already in charge of some of the arrangements. If I left, she'd probably take over complete control. Hoss? I want you to make sure she doesn't take over while I'm gone.
I gotta see. How come me?
Because I've just appointed you to be in charge of all the arrangements for the Ponderosa party while I'm away.
Paul, I can't do that.
Hoss, please don't give me any arguments. If I pack right now, I might still be able to make that stage this afternoon.
You can make it,
Paul,
Paul.
I can't do no that.
Don't you worry about a thing, Pa. You picked the right man for the job. Well, you can handle women.
Paul!
You know, my boy, we're making a big impression in this town. Yes, sir, a big impression.
Uncle Thaddeus, I meant to speak to you about that.
Well, go ahead, my boy. Speak up. What's on your mind?
Well, this business of impressing everybody. I know in San Francisco how important you told me it was, but I grew up around here, and I know everybody.
Mm-hmm. And they're going to know you better. A lot better. That's part of my job, you know.
Well, I just wish you wouldn't try to impress Hoss and Little Joe, because they're my closest friends.
Listen, will you leave the management to me? And remember, it was your idea to come down here and sing for free. Now, you just let your Uncle Thaddeus handle all these things, okay?
Yes, sir. If that's what you say, yes, sir.
Listen, Hoss. After you pick up the supplies, you'll have to go out to the Indian reservation and talk to the agent.
Paul, I never will get all this done before that Christmas party. Can Joe help me?
I told you, Joe's got plenty of work to tend to with the ranch, and I got a stage to catch. Now, get in.
Yes, sir. I never will get all this done, though.
You'll manage. Oh, listen. I got Sam Bryant down here for a $1,000 contribution. You make sure that skinflint doesn't give you $1 less.
Yes.
Yeah.
Would you mind saying that again?
Well, I said that Paul has you down for $1,000, Sam. Look, Sam, I ain't wanting to collect the money right now. I just want the pledge. We'll collect the money out at the Christmas party at the Ponderosa.
$1,000. Has Ben Cartwright lost his reasoning? I said I'd contribute to the fund. I didn't say that I would build the orphanage on my own. Now, $500 and not 1 cent more.
$750.
500.
500. Thanks a lot, Sam.
Oh, don't you remember sweet Betsy from Pike, who crossed the big mountains with her lover Ike, with 2 yoke of cattle, a large yellow dog, a tall Shanghai rooster, and 1 spotted hog. They soon reached the desert where Betsy gave out, and down in the sand she lay rolling about, while Ike, half distracted, looked on with surprise, saying, "Betsy, get up, you'll get sand in your eyes." A miner said, "Betsy, will you dance with me?" "I will, that old hoss, if you don't make too free. But don't dance me hard, do you want to know why? Doggone you, I'm chock full of strong alkali. Saying goodbye, Pike County, farewell for a while. We'll come back again when we've panned out our pile." This Pike County couple got married, of course, and I became jealous, obtained a divorce. Sweet Betsy, well satisfied, said with a shout, "Goodbye, you old lummox, I'm glad you backed out." Saying goodbye, Pike County, farewell for a while. We'll come back again when we pan out our pile.
Howdy, Hoss.
Hi, Roy. Give me a beer, Cosmo.
Ain't you in town kind of late this evening? Seems like every place I went today, you was there.
Wish I'd never seen this dead-burned town.
Oh, Hoss, I hear that you're doing a fine job with the benefit arrangements.
Well, maybe you ought to get your ears cleaned out and do a little more hearing. I ain't having no luck at all collecting that $20,000, Roy.
Well, if I was you, I wouldn't be a bit discouraged. You're just tired, that's all.
That's burn right, I'm tired. You can bet your grandma's stockings on that. Do you ever try to collect $20,000 from this bunch of onion heads? What about that Christmas tree you was going to cut for me?
Did I promise to cut a Christmas tree?
Oh, come on, Roy, not you, too. You promised to cut me a 25-foot Christmas tree.
Oh, Hoss, you're losing your reason. A 25-foot Christmas tree. Out of the question. How about a 15?
20?
15 is the absolute limit.
15.
Well, I'll see you at the party. 15-foot tree.
Say, what's the matter there, Hoss? You look awful down in the mouth. Is there anything I can do to help you?
No, I don't reckon there's anything anybody can do to help, Mr. Cade. I got $20,000 to raise before Christmas Eve, and I'm the one in charge of collecting it.
$20,000. Well, that's a sizable amount. But not doing so well, eh?
I ain't doing worth a hoot. The only thing I am doing is getting blisters on my heels.
You know, Hoss, I took to you the minute I met you. And it grieves me deeply, really, to see you in this bad position. What it sounds to me like is that you're in need of professional management.
Professional management?
Well, it's just a thought, you see, but I've handled expositions, big fairs, benefits.
Mr. Cade, you mean that you'd volunteer to...
Well, yes, since raising money is one of my particular talents.
Boy, Mr. Cade, if you'd help me out here,
Well, you put it that way, I can't refuse you. I figure it's my duty to Andy's friends. Now, the 10% commission, you know, that I get for raising the, you know, that's the total amount of the funds I raise. That seems trivial, doesn't it?
10% of the total. Doggone it, Mr. Cade, I reckon I better talk to Paul about that.
But you said you were in charge. Now, listen, what this all boils down to, would you rather take 90% of something or 100% of nothing?
You know, doggone it, when you put it that way, it sort of makes sense, don't it? Mr. Cade, you just lifted $20,000 worth of burden off my shoulders.
Son, it's a pleasure to be of service.
Hoss, you didn't. Tell me you didn't.
I most certainly did. Paul's gonna be mighty proud he left me in charge of this outfit, too.
Oh, yes, he's gonna be mighty proud when he has to make up that 10% you promised to pay Thaddeus Cade.
Joseph, when a man is left in authority, he has to make decisions, and he has to make them quick and snappy like that. And I've made mine, and I'll stand on it.
So did Napoleon at Waterloo.
Mr. Cade, I don't want you to be discouraged over Sam Bryant, because he's probably just one of the tightest fellows you'll ever meet in your whole life. Paul had him down for $1,000, and all I could get him to pledge was $500.
My boy, I never seen a turnip yet I couldn't get blood out of. Lead me to him.
Good. Come on.
You know, Miss Jones, I wish all my customers had as good a taste as you do. You know, you think about those carpet slippers and that throat brooch. Christmas just comes once a year, you know.
Merry Christmas, Mr. Bryant.
Good morning.
Hi, Sam. Sam, I don't think you've had the pleasure of meeting Mr. Thaddeus Cade. This is Mr. Sam Bryant, Mr. Cade. Mr. Cade here is a professional impresario, Sam, and I've just employed him to sort of manage our orphanage fund.
I thought we'd gone through that.
Mileage checking, Mr. Bryant. Mileage checking. Yeah. I talked to your chief competitor, Herb Maxwell, I believe. And he very generously contributed $1,000. Of course, he said your business wasn't quite up to his.
Oh, he did he? That customer-stealing, backbiting, so-called storekeeper, I do twice the business Herb Maxwell ever thought of doing. Put me down for $1,500.
I knew you were a giant of commerce the minute I saw you. Come to think of it, Mr. Maxwell, you know, paid in cash.
Well, how do you think I'm gonna pay? You wait right there.
Mr. Cade, did Herb Maxwell pay us in cash?
He will, my boy. He will.
I'll tell you, Mr. Cade, you've done a mighty good job up until now. I feel like I gotta warn you about this next old sister you're gonna meet. Her name is Manwaring, Widow Manwaring. She's probably one of the most headstrong women you'll ever run into in your whole life. And she ain't altogether happy with my Paul putting me in charge of this shebang. As a matter of fact, she ain't happy unless she's running the whole show herself. And she's gonna try to take your job away from you.
Important lady, is she?
Yeah, and we're gonna have to put up with her. Dad Burnett, she's sort of the social leader around here. See, her husband made one of the biggest silver strikes in the whole history of Virginia City. When he died, he left her with $5 or $6 million, I reckon. And she's pretty generous for social affairs like this orphanage fund drive and all.
$6 million? Shucks, Horse. She can't be all bad. She sounds like a pillar of society to me.
Yeah.
Come on, let's go see her.
All right.
Now, help me out, son, will you? I'm not the dashing young lieutenant that I used to be. See that here?
Yeah.
Yes? May I help you?
May you help? Mrs. Manwaring, after all you've done for this community?
Well, I've tried to do my part.
Your part? Don't you think I've heard of your fame? How much can you work? And the way you've labored here for Sweet Charity. How do you keep yourself looking as fresh as a buttercup?
Well, it is trying at times.
Of course it is. That's why I insisted that Mr. Cartwright enlist some professional help. Oh, pardon me. I forgot to introduce myself. My card.
Thaddeus Cade, impresario.
Mm-hmm. Now, I would like to offer my humble help, if I may, as I suggested to Mr. Cartwright. Especially, I've heard that your fundraising campaign has been progressing a bit slowly.
Slowly? If Hoss Cartwright knew what he was doing.
I know, but it's wrong to expect professional management from him.
You mean you would take over the management of raising the campaign fund?
Only with your approval, my dear lady.
That is a completely wonderful idea. It's just the sort of thing I would have thought of myself.
Well, I'm glad you see it that way, Miss Manwaring, but there's something else you ought to know.
Hoss Cartwright, you're interrupting. That's simply wonderful. Why, Mr. Cage, you don't know what this means to me. And to the campaign, of course, professional management. It's a wonderful idea.
Thank you, my darling, for your confidence. And now, if you'll excuse me, there's work to be done. Will you excuse me? Thank you so much again.
Oh, mercy. Oh, dear.
Sorry, honey.
Oh.
I'll see you in a minute, Mr. Cade. Miss Manwaring, there's still something you need to know. You know, he don't work free.
Such a fascinating man.
Yeah, yes, he is. Ma'am, he charges a commission, 10%.
Well, Mr. Cade is a professional manager. He's entitled to a commission.
Well, doggone it, that's kind of the way I saw it, too, but my little brother was all upset
Such a
about
fascinating man.
it. Yeah, well, good day, ladies.
Fresh as a buttercup. My.
Sugar! Thank you. Thank you.
That's all right. Keep right on singing. Don't let me interrupt.
Uncle Thaddeus, I wanted to speak to you about something.
Go ahead. Feel free to speak. What is it?
Well, it's about my singing in the saloon last night, Uncle Thaddeus.
Wonderful performance. One of your very best.
Uncle Thaddeus, Mr. McBride is a friend of mine, and all the people who were there were my friends. I sang because I wanted to.
Your performance showed it.
What I mean is I didn't want to be paid for it, Uncle Thaddeus. I sang because I wanted to. You charged Mr. McBride for that performance.
Of course I did. You're a professional, so am I. And professional people don't offer their services for nothing.
And is that why you're charging Hoss Cartwright 10% commission to handle that benefit fund?
Oh, that.
Don't you realize how that makes me feel?
Andy, I don't expect you to understand everything I do. Your pa couldn't understand me either. But your ma did. And you know something? You're a lot like her. What a remarkable woman she was. She's always singing and laughing and... Well, she was a dreamer, and so am I. But I have to be practical like your pa was, too. What I'm trying to say to you, Andy, is you realize I'm the only living relative that you got left. So I figure that I kind of got to fill in for both your ma and your pa. Do you understand that?
Yes, Uncle Thaddeus. At least I try to.
Of course, I'm not everything that an uncle should be. I get a little loud from time to time, and I stretch the truth now and then, and...
Well, like I said, I'm trying to understand.
Say, that song you were humming when I came in, that was your mother's favorite, wasn't it? Sing it for me, will you? For free. No commission.
When love leaves and breaks your heart, your dreams simply fall apart. You see a world sad and blue, so unfamiliar to you. You look for lips that you once kissed, but they're lost in mist. Oh, it's funny how nothing seems quite so clear when you're looking through a tear. The face in the crowd you think is her face seemed to fade in a shade of lonely. You wait for a chance to catch another glance, but she really wasn't there. Her words linger in your ears. Goodbyes, all that you can hear.
I don't think you want to hear any more, Uncle Thaddeus.
Thank you, Andy. Thank you very much.
There's a walk I've been wanting to take. Come on, Pa, it's Christmas. But it don't mean much without you being here. I've tried to live the way you taught me, and I've tried hard to understand Uncle Thaddeus. Oh, I know he means well, and he's been awful good to me. Please help me be good to him.
Hey, Joe, just got a telegram. Paul's gonna be on the noon stage.
Hey, that's good news. He sure cut it close, seeing it's a nice Christmas Eve.
Yeah. Doggone, that's gonna be some party. I can't hardly wait to see the expression on Paul's face when he finds out what a good job I've done.
I just don't understand how you could do it. I just don't understand how you could give away 10%.
Paul, Mr. Cade is an impresario.
I don't care if he's the man in the moon. This is not a business deal. It's charity. People are donating their time, their money.
Paul, he's done a marvelous job. He's already collected $20,000 and in cash.
Did you say in cash?
That's right.
Where's the cash?
Well, he's got it, of course.
He's got it, of course. You were supposed to collect the pledges, not the cash. The cash was supposed to be delivered here tonight at the party.
Paul, Mr. Cade knows about these things, and he explained it to me this way. He said that very often people will pledge money, but they never show up with the cash.
They never show up with the cash. Well, you just better make sure that he shows up with the cash. For all you know, he may be halfway to San Francisco right now.
Oh, Paul, he wouldn't do a thing like that, good gracious.
Well, he'd better not do a thing like that, Hoss. Because, my friend, you are still in charge.
He wouldn't do a thing like that.
Then I think you're worrying about nothing. That is, Cade has been working day and night raising that money.
I just wish he hadn't collected it all in cash.
Well, if you're worried about it, why don't you just go over and ask him to turn it over to you? After all, you're the chairman.
I did ask him. He didn't bring it with him.
He didn't?
No, he didn't.
Well, I'll go over and take him right into town. We'll get that money.
No, don't do anything like that. Don't want to embarrass Andy. When I get a chance to, maybe I'll have a word with him alone.
Good idea.
Ben?
Yes, Hattie?
Ben, it's time for Andy's song. Now, I want this party to proceed just as I scheduled it. Mr. Cade has done so much. Now, we must do our part.
Yes, I'll introduce Andy. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, well, I've been watching the weather, and I've been hoping we'd have a white Christmas, but it looks as if we're not going to have any snow this season. But we have something even more wonderful than snow. Yes, sir, Virginia City's favorite singer has come home from San Francisco to sing for us tonight. And here he is, Andy Walker.
There's a magic in the air. Snow is falling everywhere. It's the season to be jolly, so they say. Home is where I want to be on Christmas. Home is far too many miles away. I can hear the children sing and the happy sleigh bells ring. And for everyone, it's quite a holiday. Home is where I want to be on Christmas. And home is far too many miles away. I've traveled much too far. I've wandered night and day. Although I haven't written, they know I'm on my way.
Happy folks will have a go underneath the mistletoe. People everywhere will chase their cares away. Home is where I want to be on Christmas. Home is far too many miles away. Home is where I want to be on Christmas. And home is far too many miles away.
Come in, come in. Mr. Cartwright, glad you dropped in. You know, we haven't had much of a chance to visit.
No, we haven't. I've been looking forward to having a little talk with you.
Oh, I know what you're going to say, and I want to tell you that I appreciate your concern for my welfare. But you see, this work has to be done. It just has to be done. Efficiency, that's my middle name, you know.
Well, you have been very efficient, Mr. Cade, I must say that, and I want again to congratulate you on the wonderful job that you've done. Of course, the sooner you get the money to us, the sooner we get to work in the orphanage.
That's why I figured I have to work tonight. Now, as soon as I get all this work up, I'll go into town, I'll get the money, and then I'll start reconciling the vouchers.
Sure wish you'd brought the money with you tonight.
I wouldn't pack this kind of money at night. Road agents and brigands. No, no. This money's my responsibility. I know how important it is.
Important. That's the very word, Mr. Cade. I'm glad you realize it, too, because those children downstairs, did you see their faces? The glow of excitement? Do you feel the spirit of joy in this house tonight? And all because of what you have done. Think of it, Mr. Cade. You are providing food and shelter for those children, something that some of them have never had before.
I've given an awful lot of thought to what this much money can do. Now I must get back to my paperwork because I don't want anything to slip now.
Neither do I, Mr. Cade. Neither do I.
It's time for your story. Isn't the party going splendidly? It's just as I planned it. Oh, children, why don't you get out? That's right. Let Mr. Cartwright sit there. Excuse me.
Thank you. You know, the story I'd like to read to you is about, was about a mean old man whose name was Scrooge.
You're doing out here by yourself. There's nothing wrong, is there?
Oh, no, Joe, nothing's wrong. I was just doing a little thinking, that's all.
Here, why don't you come on inside? Pa's gonna start the reading.
No, you go ahead. I'd like to stay out here in the fresh air for a minute.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll see you inside.
Oh, Uncle Thaddeus, could I talk to you for a minute?
I have to get the campaign headquarters. I have to get the accounting finished up.
Well, it'll only take a minute, Uncle.
Well, just for a moment. I have my responsibilities, you know.
And poor Bob Cratchit had to bundle all up because Scrooge wouldn't let him buy any coal. And if anyone even so much as mentioned Christmas, Scrooge would yell, "Bah! Humbug!"
But when I saw the way you handled the benefit and the way everybody in Virginia City took to you, I realized I'd been all wrong about you, Uncle Thaddeus. Uncle Thaddeus, I don't want to be a stone around your neck. I know what family means to you and everything, but I have no right to expect you to waste your talents on me. I'm young yet, and, well, I have a lot of time ahead of me. Really, what I'm trying to say, Uncle Thaddeus, is I thought I understood you, but I guess I really didn't at all. You see, I thought it was you who needed me. Now I realize you don't need anybody.
But let's talk about that later. I have to get to work. I promised these people a full accounting within 3 days.
But that's exactly what I mean, Uncle Thaddeus. You're just like Ma. You're always thinking about other people. I know how anxious you are to see the orphanage started, but can't you just take time to stay for the rest of the party? It's Christmas Eve, Uncle Thaddeus. Just think about yourself for once.
And so, as Tiny Tim observed, God bless us, everyone. You like that? Huh? Huh? How did it go? Did you enjoy that? Huh? Did you really enjoy that? Well, look over there!
Merry Christmas, Uncle Thaddeus.
Merry Christmas. Holy buttercup. I must be out of my mind. Help me down, son. Follow me. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, I've been accused many times of making theatrical entrances, and I sincerely hope that I'm making one tonight. In this portfolio, I have $20,000 in cash. Now, I told Hoss Cartwright, I said it'll take me at least 3 days to do my accounting and straighten up all the odds and ends. But, folks, that was just a ruse. I planned all along to bring this money here tonight to give to you at this wonderful little gathering.
Now, ain't you ashamed of yourself, Ben Cartwright?
Oh, come on. Santa Claus, you've devoted your life to doing nice things for little children. Santa Claus, I'm going to give you a chance to do even more. Here's a present for you, Santa Claus. Give it to you by these wonderful people from Virginia City. And as my contribution, folks, I want you all to know I'm not taking out my commission. What am I saying here?
Oh, excuse me. Excuse me, Hoss. Excuse me. Thaddeus, you were just wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. You know, I was wondering, would you consider being my business manager?
My dear lady, how could I possibly say no? Oh, dear lady, when I look in your beautiful eyes, I see 6 million buttercups.
Thaddeus.
Hattie. May I call you Hattie?
Oh, please do. Dear manager.
Excuse me just a minute. Andy, could I speak to you for just a minute, please? Andy, you know, I've brought you a long ways.
Yes, sir, Uncle Thaddeus, I know you have.
But as you were saying outside, a man does have to fly on his own wings. Now, Andy, this may come as a shock to you, but all my life I've wanted a home. And I think I found one here. Now, don't think I'm running out on you because, well, I'll keep in touch.
Uncle Thaddeus, I don't want another manager.
Now, no tears, son. Remember, you're a grown man.
Look! Andy, it's beginning to snow.
It's snowing.
Yeah. We're going to have a white Christmas after all.
Cade, that is, I want to thank you for everything you've done.
Oh, it was nothing.
Oh, it was a whole lot, and I thank you for it.
Thank you.
Andy, shall we,
Well, if I don't sing something, I think I'm just gonna burst.
Oh, well, kids, gather around here, huh? Santa, you dispensed all your presents?
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry
Merry Christmas, Joseph.
Merry Christmas, Pop.
Merry Christmas, Hoss.
Merry Christmas, Paul. Mr. Cartwright.
Merry Christmas!